afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off the wall, and otherwise things, pardon me, having some phlegm issues today. Otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss. For links to the articles of music done by Carrera and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today I am joined by...
The Slayer.
The Slayer.
AKA Man.
Man. Just man.
Just man.
like, you know, like Spider-Man, but spiders taking off, just man. Just man. Like, I don't know.
Does whatever a man can.
Yep. Anyway, today is Tuesday, aka Tears Day, aka Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm all over the place right now. We have an article here from Channel 7 San Diego. A man, 2 teens hurt in Chola's View triple shooting. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one way to start off.
yeah, jarring right there. Like,
wow.
Welcome to the show. Here's some death. One person was killed and 2 teens were injured during a triple shooting early Tuesday in San Diego's Chola's View neighborhood. The violence was reported sometime around 2:30 in the morning in the residential neighborhood on the 4700 block of Nogales Street. According to the San Diego Police Department, SDPD, there officers found 3 people shot near the garage of a home. SDPD said a 20-year-old man had numerous gunshot wounds to his upper torso, a 16-year-old girl was shot in her lower abdomen and arm, and a 17-year-old boy was shot in the leg. The 20-year-old died at the scene, and the teens were taken to an area hospital, according to authorities. Family members of the deceased told NBC7 they're devastated that and are at a loss for words, of course, you know. So, pardon me. Yeah. I laid down for a nap, unfortunately, and all this crap started building up in my trachea. So, but yeah, no, this is awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But just these shootings are just going to go on and on and on, and the liberals are just going to continue like pushing more and more gun regulations, and that's just going to cause more shootings because nobody has the ability to defend themselves. Nobody has the legal right to defend themselves, you know. And it's just gonna compound, and people are just gonna constantly think, oh, it's because we need more control. No, we need absolutely no gun control. Well, like, you know, we don't want people buying nukes, but still, like, you know,
yeah.
Like when the Second Amendment was created, it was written with the intention of the people having what the military had, because at that time, the people in the military they bought from the same stores for the most part, like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, we have, like, you know, a lot advanced in technology, you know, like, but, like, night vision goggles cost a lot of money, like, you know, like, all these advanced weapons, they cost a lot of money, but when the Second Amendment was written, you know, that was back during a time where, like, you know, if you wanted to buy a cannon for whatever reason, okay, you can buy a cannon. I don't know what a civilian would be doing with a cannon, but they would have the same, you know, arms and armor, you know, armaments and stuff that the military itself would have, so... You know, I'd say we got to bring that back. Like,
yeah.
You know, the fact that our government is so much more equipped than the people, that right there should be a red flag. Like, why does the government have to be better equipped than the people? You know, that's not good. You know. But yeah. Anyway, it's tragic, but it will be used. Yeah. It will be used politically. Unfortunately, these people's deaths are becoming a tool, and it's disgusting, honestly. So, anyway, let's move on up here. From Rebel News, renowned nuclear physicist condemns net zero project as threat to modern civilization. Oh my God! Like, this is some of these titles sometimes, like, it makes me feel like I'm in a movie. Dr. Mannheimer, who has had a 50-year career in nuclear research and has published over 150 science papers, contends that there is certainly no scientific basis for expecting a climate crisis caused by carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in the next century. Alright. So let's see what this has to say. Do you want to take this, actually?
Yeah, I'll take it. In a recently published science paper, Dr. Wallace Mannheimer, a renowned nuclear physicist and MIT graduate, big college right there, that's a big school, made a dire assessment of the net zero political project. Dr. Mannheimer, who has had a 50-year career in nuclear research and has published over 150 science papers,
Sorry to interrupt,
contends
I already
that...
read that section, like, earlier. So.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. So, and he believes that both fossil fuel and nuclear power can coexist in advancing civilization, gradually shifting towards greater reliance on nuclear power, Summit News first reported. In the paper, Dr. Mannheimer argues that the widespread adoption of wind and solar power would spell the end of modern civilization, stating that the new infrastructure would not only fail, but also cost trillions of dollars, harm the environment, and ultimately be unnecessary.
Alright, that'd be an interesting read, so I suggest people to come to this article and, continue on reading, go look at his papers. But yeah, like, the proof is in the pudding. What has Germany done? Like, I reported on this very show, actually, a couple weeks ago. Germany tore down sections of a either a solar, or I think it was a solar power plant, but one of these green energy plants. They tore apart a big hunk of it to expand a coal mine, because they're going to go back to coal. Like, all of these European countries, like all of these, like, in the United States, all over the world, everybody's shutting down their nuclear power plants. And yeah, like, nuclear waste and all that stuff is a bad thing, but you want to know something that's really eyebrow raising right now, like with everything going on? Bill Gates is building the world's first privately owned nuclear power plant up in the Pacific Northwest. Why would somebody who's advocating for all this climate change, advocating against nuclear power, be building a facility, of that same nature? Like, this is something weird is going on. People don't really know what's going on, and that's got to change.
Yeah.
So.
See, the thing with nuclear power plants, sure, the nuclear waste is that's the worst thing about those. Other than that, it is the cleanest power source that you can get your hands on. I mean, I shouldn't say you can't just randomly come across it and get your hands on it. It's not that simple. There's a lot that goes into it. But it's also, you don't have to wipe out a huge area of trees to put one in. Like, you only need like a smaller, enough to put the power plant in, and then you're good to go.
Now, I'm wondering, and this sounds like a really childish way to deal with the situation, and it's very expensive because, like, the amount of nuclear waste we have, it would, like, but if we find some way to get into space a lot easier, like, a space elevator or, like, some kind of shuttle system, like, without having to launch, like, and SpaceX is doing that. There's that centrifugal launch thing. Have you seen, like, the thing that spins a thing around so fast and it lets it go, shoots it straight up? That's being tested. Yeah. Why don't we just, send our nuclear waste into the sun? Like...
Could do that. That is, that's smart.
Yeah.
It won't really cause any harm. I mean, it's literally, you're hitting a sun with its own power, with one thing it's already familiar with.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, basically, you're more expanding the lifespan of a star.
Yeah. By like a few billionths of a second, but still, it's like for once. The sun has been giving us all this life, all this energy for, like, billions and billions of years, or whatever. And, for once, now, a star is going to get something back. That'd be cool, It's like, hey, thank you for the life. Here, have some more. Like,
here's some energy. Here's some of your extra energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Anyway, more from Rebel News here. House Republicans vote to cut billions from IRS, repealing Democrats' army of 87,000 IRS agents. Good. The move comes after the agency received a substantial increase in funding as part of the Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act. So that's kind of weird. Increase in funding, Inflation Reduction Act. How does that correlate? How does that correlate? In order to spend less money, we're going to be spending less money. How does that make sense? So,
the thing that bothers me about inflation the gas prices went down a little bit here. They're down to $3.50 a gallon on average here here where I'm at.
They went down here too, so it's a nationwide thing, I believe, a little bit.
All of the food and water and all that, like everything, food and liquids, it went up. It went up again.
Oh yeah, no, like my dad.
It doubled.
Yeah, my dad went to get his haircut yesterday, and it's usually $20, and now it's $25. And
Jeez.
I went to go get my I had a screw in my tire. Thankfully, it didn't leak, but it did get all the way through the tire, so I did need to get it fixed. I got it fixed, and it's $30 base just to look at it. So my bill at the end was $35. You know, because
honestly,
yeah.
Tires are like one of the thing I like about fixing a tire that has a hole in it is it's one of the easiest fixes you can do.
Yeah, if you have
it's
the
one
right
of those
equipment,
things that
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you have, I think it's like a little nub. You get a nub, and you have like a thing that kind of looks like a tweezer, looks like a one-piece tweezer, and you shove it in, and like you put it in, you put the whole thing in, and then rip it out. Then you rip that metal piece out, and that rubber will stay in. And then you flatten that out, and then you're good to go. I'll look into it later on.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm going to get back to this article here. In a move that marks a significant shift in priorities for the new Republican-controlled House of Representatives, lawmakers voted Monday evening to cut billions of dollars from the International Revenue Service, IRS. The move comes after the agency received a substantial, yeah, we read that, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, our Republican California, I believe, who was elected to the position after 15 rounds of voting, celebrated the bill's passage by a 221 to 210 vote, stating that it is a promise kept as part of the House Republican Committee commitment to America. So, of course, for further reading, please go to the underbar of the description, but this is good, you know, it's...
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a great reality check, you know, in the faces, you know, of people today, like, to how screwy politics really are. Like, think about all of the money, all of the time and effort and energy was spent into setting all of that up, you know, from one side, only to have the other side spend a whole bunch of, you know, time and energy and effort and money on their own to take it down. You know, at the end of the day, like so much tax dollars are spent, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of tax dollars are spent on all this crap from both sides, only to at the end have absolutely fucking nothing. You know?
Yeah.
It is maddening. You know, like.
Exactly. Yeah.
God, I mean, I'm turning into Alex Jones here. Like, you know, this is ridiculous.
But yeah, with that tire thing, it's a tire plug kit.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get it's a 6-piece kit. It's pretty neat. I'll send you a link.
That'd be cool.
I'll send you a link for you to look at.
All right. I kind of want to see it right now, but like I gotta keep the show going here.
I get that. Yeah, I'm just gonna send it to you.
Yeah.
In DM, and you can look at it after the show.
Yep. We got some more stories here from Rebel News. The Twitter files. Here we go again. Filter board member lobbied Twitter to censor information questioning COVID-19 vaccine efficacy. That's not surprising at all. The files show that Twitter censored a tweet from Dr. Brett Girer, a board member at the biopharmaceutical company Altesa Biosciences, which produces drugs to combat COVID-19, after it was flagged by Gottlieb. Oh, great. Wow, look at that.
Oh.
Wow, so I see like a whole bunch of... What is all... Are those padlocks? Those look like different locks. I don't know. That's a really good drawing there.
Looks like birds are government spies.
Oh my god. I mean,
just saying that is a joke, but it is possible.
Well, I mean, like, you know, as the theory goes, like, you know, do we live in a simulation? If you think not, have you ever seen your neighbors put their groceries in the house? You know, something like that. You know? Anyway, it says here, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, a member of the Filter Board of Directors, was found to have lobbied Twitter to censor information that questioned the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine in comparison to natural immunity, according to newly released Twitter files. The files show that Twitter censored, I already did that, in August of 2021, Gottlieb complained to Todd O'Boyle, a senior manager on Twitter's public policy team, about Greyer's claim that natural immunity offered greater protection than the vaccine. Yes! Hello, nature always wins. Always.
Indeed.
Despite Twitter ruling that the tweet did not violate its rules, the social media platform still added a misleading tag in the post, meaning it had its replies, shares, and likes disabled, effectively burying it in the algorithm. This is an example of a board member of a pharmaceutical company using his influence to shape the public's perception about the COVID vaccine efficacy to push for a product produced by the company. A week later, Gottlieb also flagged another tweet from lockdown skeptic Justin Hart, which discussed the cost of the pandemic in terms of schooling for children, expressing concerns that it might generate doubts surrounding giving the COVID vaccine to kids. He also previously flagged an article by journalist and COVID-19 vaccine skeptic Alex Berenson, who was subsequently suspended by Twitter. So yeah, this guy's going around doing a rampage. So
he's going crazy.
Hey, going sideways. So
it's snowing sideways.
Yep. Yeah, now this one's interesting. From Oddity Central, and this source really lives up to its name. Man lives with 30-kilogram life-size silicone model of his dead wife. What? I mean, dude, let her go. An Indian man has been making these headlines for honoring his wife's wish to build a life-size statue of her so they can still be together. So this was actually her wish. Tapas Sandilia, a retired government employee from India's West Bengal, lost his wife of 39 years back in 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Indrani was taken to the hospital while she was forced into isolation, so he could not be by her side when she passed away. Determined to at least fulfill one of his wife's final wishes, Tapas started looking for an artist that could create a lifelike silicone statue of Indrani and spent 6 months and around $3,000 on the unusual project. So it's a statue. It's not just like some kind of doll or anything that he sleeps with. It's a statue of his wife. So that I understand. That's very cool, you know. So we're going to move on up here. This is interesting. More from Oddity Central. The world's most famous musical calculator artist. What? Like, what does that even mean? Shako Shako is a popular South Korean YouTuber whose claim to fame is the ability to reproduce popular songs on one or multiple musical calculators. Calculators are handy when dealing with math, but one particular calculator is actually more popular as a musical instrument. The Ego Life AR7778 and AR8001 are designed as instruments and even come with instructions on how to use them as such. But just like with any other musical instrument, you need talent and practice to produce music worth listening to. Otherwise, you're just using it as a cool toy. That's what sets Shako Shako, a music calculator artist with over 800,000 subscribers on YouTube alone, apart from pretty much any other artist musical calculator user. So let's see what this is. Oh, that's Coffin Dance. I knew I heard of it before. I couldn't put my finger on it though. Dude, that's pretty cool. So
there was a thing. Shows a character from a game. I think it was from Genshin. Where it's the one like tiny child like dancing around and singing the Coffin Dance song.
Oh god.
I was like, oh no.
Actually, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna post that in Discord after the show here. That's pretty cool. Now,
pretty slick.
Here we go. Do you want to take one?
That is a tank.
Yeah, no. It's actually an artillery piece. But
I'm gonna call it just tank without cabin.
Tank without a cabinless tank.
Cabinless tank.
Oh my god.
Must be. We can find random names for anything that involves military.
God. Tank's built like a Dorito. Do you want to take this one though? This is holy crap, you know.
Yes, I will take it. Exclusive! Colon. Vladimir Putin deploys huge nuke-capable weapon dubbed Sledgehammer to Ukraine. Oh.
Well, I
this ought to be interesting.
I hope the Sledgehammer has a silent colon. Brian George reference.
Russian forces suffering massive frontline losses have deployed the world's largest nuke-capable mortar weapon to the battlefield. Dubbed the Sledgehammer, the 2S4 Tulip, or Tyulpan self-propelled mortar is 240 millimeters wide, twice the size of NATO mortars, which are 120 millimeters.
That is frightening. Let me,
that is a chonky weapon. It's chonky.
Now, remember yesterday, we spoke about on the show, I think it was yesterday or maybe last week, but the UK is deploying some of their main battle tanks to Ukraine, so this might be a direct response to that, but, a nuclear-capable howitzer, that's frightening. There is one instance of a nuke actually being launched from a artillery piece. It is on film, so it is possible.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah, go on and continue if you don't mind. A couple more things here. Oh, wow, look at this.
Before I continue, for anybody who doesn't know, 120 millimeters is also 2 foot. Literally just a 2 foot. It's just a 2 foot thing.
It's
just
a 2 foot in diameter, so 2 feet wide.
It's
bullet.
A big boy. That thing is big, bigger than it's longer than my forearm.
Yes.
Just think about that. It's big. It's just a tank.
2 feet? Let's see here.
Yeah, 24 inches.
See. You can kind of see where my hands are. So,
it's shoulder width. It's wider than shoulder width.
It's the size of a human, essentially. They're launching human-sized projectiles. So.
Yes. They're basically they're firing metal human beings out of a barrel at people.
That's horrifying. Reminds me of the bullet guy from Justice Friends. You know, Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this guy here. They're launching.
It's literally just throwing that.
A legion of these things into Ukraine, potentially nuclear capable.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's get back on track here.
Anywho, transported on its own tracks, it has a range of 12 miles and is used to obliterate large fortifications, military equipment, or troop positions. Ooh, that's concerning.
By 12 miles, it doesn't mean, it has a range on its tracks. No, it can shoot something 12 miles away. So.
Yeah, that's out of sight. That's not even in normal vision.
That's naval, activity, levels of distance.
For context, that is farther than human render distance.
But yeah, no, to put it in an example, I was on the battleship USS Iowa. I believe it was the Iowa, out in the port of LA a couple years back, and it has a range of 20 miles. So this thing is reaching World War II battleship levels of distance and power with nuclear capabilities. The battleship actually, they actually had some nuclear. Let's get back on track here. Yeah.
Anywho, it is capable of firing nuclear bombs, although it is likely this would be limited to micro-nukes aimed at destroying an area the size of a football stadium.
Wow.
The heavy mortar weapon has already seen service in Afghanistan, Chechnya, and Syria, with devastating effects. It can also fire armor-piercing, laser-guided, and outlawed cluster munitions, as well as tactical nuclear weapons.
Cluster munitions. Oh my Christ, dude! Wow.
That is that weapon.
Oh my God.
To put it simply, that weapon is an absolute unit.
It is. As I'm saying, China's gonna invade Taiwan in March. Just watch, and this stuff in Ukraine is about to get serious. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on up here. More from the Mirror. Man stabbed for his shopping in an Aldi car park with police manhunt underway. A man has been stabbed for his shopping on his way to his car in a busy car park. By shopping, or talking about grocery shopping. This is British here. So essentially, this guy was like, going to his car, from the grocery store, and somebody stabbed him and took his car. The horror attack is understood to have happened outside of Aldi just before 4:30 p.m. The 62-year-old victim is said to have been inside the supermarket prior to the incident. He has now been rushed to the hospital. Police have taped off the scene at Stafford Precinct in Greater Manchester. Officers say they believe the incident in Haywood Way was an isolated one. Greater Manchester Police launched a manhunt for the attacker, though no arrests have been made at this time. So, the suspect is still at large.
Jeez.
But yeah, no, like, times are getting tough. Like, and that's why I'm saying, like, people are like, if people are willing to, like, trample over each other for, like, 3 cents off of a TV that was, marked up just to give the illusion of a deal at, like, Walmart or Best Buy or wherever you're shopping, for Black Friday. Like, look at all the stuff that happened with all the toilet paper things. Like, when the food runs out, people will eat each other. Like, as Joker famously said in The Dark Knight Rises. When the chips are down, these sophisticated people, they'll slaughter each other. And
exactly, yeah.
When everything is in chaos, and this is all intentional, guys, this is all planned. They are planning for an intentional anarchy, intentional collapse of society, because when you're looking down the barrel of the gun of no food and no water and no hope for your child, then you will immediately elect the next Adolf Hitler just so the trains will run on time. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that is their ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. They're not saying it, but that is what their goal is.
Yep. If you can push the public sway into, willingly surrendering their own, freedoms, then you win the game.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like this next year, 2023, you think things were bad in 2016, you think things were bad in 2020, 2022, 2021, 2022. No. Now is when things
it's only going to get...
now is when things are going to get bad. So hunker down, guys. We got another here from the Mirror, another exclusive to the Mirror. Police to visit 1,000 homes and crack down on illegal Premier League streams and Fire Sticks. So people illegally streaming like the soccer game or whatever. So, wow, 1,000 homes. Police will visit 1,000 homes this week as part of a massive crackdown on illegal television streaming. They have identified customers from a huge database in a major ongoing criminal investigation and will knock on the doors of people to warn they can also face prosecution. The latest campaign, clamp down against 1,000 individuals, comes after raids by West Mercia Police against a UK-based illegal streaming service offering entertainment and sports via modified boxes, so-called Fire Sticks, and subscriptions. The new purge is against people who try to watch Premier League games, football from all over Europe, and other sports and movies on the cheap. Police have joined forces with anti-piracy investigators from FACT and Operation Raider, and the knock on the door is likely to come as a huge shock. They will potentially be served with notices, but ordered to stop immediately and be warned of serious consequences if they carry on watching one of the biggest clampdowns ever in illegal streaming. So, yeah, like, if you're that diehard of a fan of watching football, then just pay the bill. If money
exactly.
If money is an issue, then clearly you don't love football that much. So, I'm not saying don't eat for a week in order to be able to afford it, but it's not this important.
Like worst case, you gotta go to somewhere like Buffalo Wild Wings to go watch a game or something. Like worst case.
Yeah, well, I've covered other stories about this. Like there was this one guy who literally only got a few hours of sleep a day. He did his day shift, and then at night or whatever, because of the time zone difference or whatever, he spent between 8 to 12 hours or whatever it was to watch the games, and then he took a 2-hour rest and then off to work the next day. There's another article I covered where this one guy, he was on the bus, and then the bus at some bus stop or something, the bus driver took a break or whatever, got off to go get a snack or whatever, and then the guy took the bus. So he hijacked the bus so he can get home, faster to watch the game. Dude, what do you think was going to happen? You're hijacking a fucking bus. You're not going to watch the game at that point. Just take the L, be a half hour late, deal with it.
You just if need be, just watch a recording. Because you can DVR those things. like if you have cable TV, like if you have Direct TV or whatever you get, whatever you can get, like Comcast or any of them.
Well, these articles weren't people in the States. This was like something out in Brazil or something. But still, like you know, in today's day and age, like you know, like what were these people thinking? You know, like seriously.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So
let's say like in the UK, they have that kind of stuff. Like they have that. I know they have Direct TV there. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying go and buy a Direct TV. I mean, if you can, I mean, even get something like Peacock or something. Get something cheap. There's
something out there, you know, like there's worst case scenario, you see it a day later on the highlights. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Like deal with it. You know? Life sucks. You just gotta roll with it. But let's move on up here from UPI, otherwise known.
You got a Steam pop-up. Oh, never mind. It was like never mind. I thought you had a Steam pop-up. I was like, what the hell?
What? A Steam pop-up?
No. Something popped up on my Steam, and I thought it was on your end. I was like, what the? Because it lined up perfectly with your screen. I was like, wait, something's not right there. Hang on.
So you got the noise or whatever it is?
No. It just said I disconnect. My Steam disconnected because I was AFK on it.
Rip.
But no, I'm good. I'm still connected. It's just not online.
All right. Well, anyway, from UPI, otherwise known as UPI, we have Indian artist wooden hockey stick might be the world's smallest. Huh. Wow. Dude.
Whoa, that is tiny.
Look at how small that is. That is little. That's what she said.
That's smaller than a toothpick.
It is. I think it was created from a toothpick.
It is my toothpick. I was wondering where that went.
Oh my god. Dude, you know what? Do you have any idea how ironic a hockey stick shaped toothpick is?
It is. It's very.
Because they don't have teeth. An Indian artist specializing in miniaturized versions of everyday objects created the upcoming Hockey Men's World Cup 2023, or celebrated this upcoming thing, by created what he believes is to be the world's smallest hockey stick. Satya Narayan Maharana carved a pair of minute wooden hockey sticks, one measuring 1 centimeter or 0.39 inches tall and 1 millimeter 0.039 inches wide, and the other measuring only 5 millimeters or 0.196 inches tall and 1 millimeter wide. Mahara said he is planning to have the smaller of the two sticks certified as the world's smallest hockey stick by the Guinness World Records. The artist said he created the tiny sticks in celebration of the Hockey Men's World Cup 2023, which begins in 3 days, January 13th. Quote, as Odisha is hosting a Hockey World Cup this year, being an artist, it would be my way of wishing luck to all the hockey players, in quotes, Maharana told Odisha TV. So, let's have a look at this. Wow, that is a tiny stick. So,
that thing is almost smaller than the nail, than his fingernail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, the paint on there, like, is like half of the stick. Where'd it go? Oh, great.
That's impressive.
It's behind the
it was so small, thing. It just disappeared.
Yeah, it was behind the stupid pop-up
thing.
It's like,
you give that man a ton of respect.
Yeah.
He deserves a lot of respect. That is, honestly, that is impressive.
That is very impressive. So,
thing's a millimeter. That is tiny.
Now,
barely.
Do you want to take the next article? It's.
Yes, I want to. I can see the caption. Man catches sausage roll in his mouth for a Guinness World Record.
Oh, what?
It's like that video where he goes.
Yeah, the hot dog shooter guy.
He shoots the hot dog out of his mouth. Like he just. It's like a siphon just goes.
So this is a video of him, so they're launching it from far away, so this has to be, they're throwing it.
I thought they were punting it. I was like, that's not a football.
So, it's like, it's essentially like a very long distance cornhole. Like, with a sausage.
But with like a tiny hole.
Yeah.
And a very small object.
Yeah. So.
Gotta give him credit. That's just crazy. Yeah. It's not even that it's crazy. It's just like, what?
It's just why, you know, like
It's like a pointless thing, but it's also impressive that if they land it in the mouth, that is impressive.
Yeah.
That's what he's
like somewhere it shows it. Like whoever's a cameraman here needs some practice because they suck. Oh, almost.
Zanny. That's a Zanny moment.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Oh, he got something. So.
He got a chunk.
Oh. It just keeps bouncing off. It looks like those videos of like, you know, like trying to feed the dogs and the dogs are dumb. They're like, they derp, you know? Like
they like move their head and it just bounces off their face.
I don't know how he's seeing that far. Like, can you imagine trying to track a sausage, you know, from that distance?
He's just holding a stick. What the hell? This dude really out here holding a little tiny little like piece of wood.
Hey, so he's holding the world's smallest hockey stick. So we just keep seeing failure after failure, and then it has to make.
It just shows how tough it is. It just shows how difficult this is. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, like it's hitting him in the chin or the lower lip or like the top of the nose, like.
I was throwing that thing like a football.
Hey!
Hey! Did it!
Got it!
Hey!
Got it! So, yeah.
Mission successful. Good work.
You want to continue reading this article here?
Yes. On January 10th.
Oh, it's this guy again! Bro!
Oh, it just happened today.
Yeah.
Is it actually the same guy?
It's David Rush!
Hey!
You can't hush the Rush! Go Rush! Whoa! I never thought
yeah!
Cheering for a
Dave Rush! Let's go! Awesome. Yeah, buddy! January 10th. Whoopi, an Idaho man launched a sausage roll in the air, and a second man caught it in his mouth to break a world record of Guinness. David Rush, who has broken more than 250 Guinness World Records to promote STEM education. Can you hear that? Can you hear the clanging in the background when I talk? Okay, good. I was about to say, because I know that the dryer is going on the dryer is on right now. Anywho, David Rush, who has broken over 250 Guinness World Records to promote STEM education, enlisted the help of frequent collaborator Jonathan Hollywood Hannon to take on the record for the farthest throw and catch of a sausage roll into the mouth.
Where does he find these records? Like, what the hell? Why do these?
Oh, it's like the video of the Australian guy, just like into the mouth, and you just pop.
What?
Noise.
I've never seen that.
Noise.
Oh, the potato thing. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Put potato into the mouth. Whoop. Noise.
Yeah.
Noise.
I remember that.
Anywho. Yeah, he's cool.
He died,
so
hit him through. Right?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
he's
sorry.
Cool.
Yeah,
he was cool. I like that guy. He was a good dude.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hannon threw his sausage rolls into the air, and Rush would then attempt to catch them in his mouth. That's what she said.
No.
I'm joking. Anywho, quote, "What I didn't anticipate was how a 19-gram irregular shape would fly through the air," end quote, Rush wrote online. Quote, "I thought this would be a one and done, but I kept missing the sausage roll," end quote. Rush managed to catch a sausage roll at a distance of 83 feet and 10 inches, doubling the previous record of 36 feet and 1 inch. Oh, that's way more. That's more than double.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more than double.
Yeah.
Like, boy. Which was said by Australians Oscar Lennox and Ari Sambeke in 2021.
You know, there seems to be like this entire like underground world going on in the Guinness World Records. All these people like, you know, one-upping each other every other year, you know, about this and that. Like the fastest, you know, underwear folder, the fastest shirt folder, the fastest shirt hanger upper. Like, how do you throw a sausage roll? How do you throw a sausage roll 83 feet? Like,
what if we just hired Josh Allen to throw a sausage roll. We like go for the world record and like triple that current record.
Go for it.
83 feet. That's what? 14 yards? 13, 14 yards? I think Josh Allen, I know how he is. He could probably launch that thing like probably 80, 90 yards.
You know what would be interesting is that like somehow like hit a sausage roll with a baseball bat and then like catch it in your mouth like 100 feet away.
Oh yeah, play like baseball with a piece of with a sausage roll, just bink. Call up like Aaron Judge or something to launch that thing.
Through the air, like, blah, 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 blah.
I feel like, if we hired Aaron Judge to do it though, he would obliterate that thing. Like it's a big guy. He's a big fella.
Well, the sausage need to retain its shape. You can't make it explode when you hit the baseball. Like,
yeah.
So.
That's the problem. Yeah, you'd have to get the right person to do it. Aaron Judge would be too strong to do it because that thing would explode when he hit it.
Well, yeah, no, that was up here.
Yeah.
That concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of different, odd, and otherwise unknown news, we stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I know we're a little late today, but yeah, sorry. Anyway, which also is 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central.
And 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, as well as 11 p.m. in Germany and for most of Europe. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
I am the Slayer.
And you're you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. Anyway, until then, whenever, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Doodles!